So we'll start today's session. So today's session will be on just a brief introduction on the manufacturing process, which is in Microsoft D365. So to give a brief introduction about myself, my name is Raghavendra. I'm a senior functional consultant of Microsoft D365, having over 80 years of experience across business divisions. And my specialization is in my manufacturing process and warehouse management in D365. So I'm an MBA in supply chain management and logistics. So that's all about me. And so in this topic, so in the coming session, we'll be covering these points. So this is the course objective. So understanding the discrete manufacturing process in D365 and process manufacturing. So these are two different types of manufacturing types which we use, and lean manufacturing and master planning. So these are two different concepts which are used within discrete and process manufacturing. And a product information management module, a brief introduction on that, and journal uh, related posting in manufacturing process, costing sheets, and apart from this, there are a few other topics as well which we'll be covering. So I'll be sharing the complete curriculum which we'll cover. So you can take a look at it and decide uh, what is the best for you. So before we jump into the session, if you guys have any questions related to the course, or I would like to understand if any one of you have any exposure on Microsoft D365, or how we should go on this course. So should we go with the basics, or I would like to know if any one of you have any exposure on any of the ERP, or any one of you is working professional, or a fresher. So based on which we will go with the course, and I'll be giving the whether I would like to get an understanding on if we can start with the basics, or we can go with the uh, fast-paced course.
Yeah, hi, Raghavendra. As per my understanding, if someone does not have any knowledge about D365, suddenly they can't join this production course and able to not able to grasp.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Whoever interested to join this course, definitely they will have D365 knowledge.
Right. Great. So expecting everyone here is having a basic knowledge on D365 and other modules like sales and procurement as well. So because manufacturing process is something which is really integrated to each and every module, like it starts basically from procurement and ends at the sales point. So it's a vicious cycle which covers each and every module of D365. So you should be having a basic knowledge on the manufacturing process.
Whether we will have that recorded session.
Yes, the recording will be provided to you once the session is completed.
Okay.
How long are the sessions normally? Each session?
Each session will be 1 hour to 19 minutes. So
Mm.
depending on the understanding level and the questions.
Okay. And are we able to do any practice, when like after the session, or something that we could do throughout the session? Like you explain it, and then some kind of practice that you suggest that we can do.
Absolutely. So practice is a must, without which you cannot be, knowledge cannot be obtained during this course. So yes, I will be providing you with the assignments after each and every session. So which you will need to practice on the environment or on the simulators which are available on the online. So during the course, I will be providing you with the links through which you can practice and complete your assignments. And at the end of this course, you will also be given a small project which you will need to complete.
Okay. And I have a question in terms of the master planning. Um,
Mhm.
towards the end of this course, would we be able to implement master planning for a client? Would we have that much
Absolutely,
understanding? Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. So all master planning and related to the production orders. So I'll be sharing the curriculum. So yes, master planning will be the part of the curriculum. So you
Okay.
should be able to implement it for the client.
Yeah, in the curriculum, we are having all the topics. Whether all the topics will be covered in depth or only basics will be teach.
So depending on your understanding, I mean, we can as per the pace. So first I'll try to cover the basics, and if the time permits, yes, we can go into depth as well. So depending on scenarios, we can take one-on-one complex scenarios, go into
Okay.
depth.
Yeah, thank you. And one last question I would have is, what if we, I mean, are we going to be able to cover some issues or some errors or, something that clients usually they come across? Would we have time for something like that, or can we just ask you in, questions if we wanted to? Certain common errors, warnings, messages, that kind of thing.
Absolutely. So the entire course will be, it is not just I am going to deliver the entire course theoretically or show you the demos. So it would be interactive course. So you will be asking questions and I'll be giving the answers. So yes, so we can cover all warnings and errors if you have any questions, if you have any known scenarios which your clients are facing. So yes, we can go through those.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Right. Any other questions?
But you have done any implementation or this is our first batch or just want to know?
Yeah. So
If I-
with respect to training, within my organization, I have trained around 30 batches. So I usually train freshers which are who join in our organization. So I take session for those. And talking about implementation, I have delivered two implementation projects which are based in metal manufacturing industries and currently working
Yeah,
on the third implementation project.
okay. Hi Raghav, good morning. Karthik this side. I
Yes.
have a question, like whether we are going to have a real-time scenario-based training or just the textbook-based training. If it is a real-time based training, that will be helpful for most of
Yes, I mean, absolutely. We will be covering real-time based scenarios as well. So I work on metal industry manufacturing process. So I'll be uh, sharing with you the issues which they face in their manufacturing process and the issues which I have resolved for them. So all those I'll be sharing. I mean, whatever knowledge I have got till now, I'll be sharing those real life examples.
us.
Sir,
So, process
which course
manufacturing
is
is
better,
out of scope,
whether
is it?
PL or manufacturing?
Sorry, I didn't get you. There is a background noise. Can you repeat
If
yourself?
the process manufacturing process is out of scope, is it? So we will be covering the only standard manufacturing process, not the process.
No, we will be covering all three. So we'll both actually discrete manufacturing process and the process manufacturing process as well. And along with that, we'll be covering a concept lean manufacturing process and master planning as well. So in order to know
No, sir,
the manu yes, please go ahead.
whether PL, sir,
Hello.
PL is better or manufacturing is better, sir? I want
So
sir.
if you're
So whether I
asking
have to join in PL or manufacturing?
well, if you're asking with respect to your career
Yes, sir.
orientation, in that case, I mean, So both are having equal opportunities. I mean, so if a organization is working for manufacturing, it would definitely have a trade and logistics as well. So when you're talking in perspective of a manufacturer, so a manufacturer will be having all the modules in use. So in
Actually,
order
my
to,
background is farm. That's why I'm asking you, sir.
so no issues. I mean, if you're, I mean, irrespective of the background, manufacturing process or trade and logistics, that doesn't matter actually. So as long as you have the knowledge, you can obtain
Okay.
the job in any industry. So for you, the better, more opportunities will be in the pharmaceutical industry, I would say. If any of the you have the product knowledge as well, uh, considering your qualification of B pharmacy. On top of that, if you have a tool knowledge as well, that would be add-on benefit for you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Any other questions, sir?
So do we have more demand in the market for the manufacturing consultant other than the warehouse, one warehouse consultants?
So demand is across the modules. It is not specific to a module, I would say. So considering the industry, so opportunities are in, and if I talk personally, if well, usually in order to check the market, I go through the job portals, and every day I at least get 10 to 15 mails of job opportunities. So with respect to manufacturing, yes, I can say there is a huge demand.
So this is the weekend course or only
This will
Saturday,
be a week.
Sunday?
It's not a weekend batch. It's a weekday. So Monday to Friday will be the course. Uh, so I'll share the course curriculum and the timing. So this is the course curriculum. So course duration would be about 2 months. So depending on the course pace, if it is completed within that, it may be extended as well 1 or 2 weeks. And the timings will be 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday to Friday, and starting from first or second week of December, probably. That is tentative. So this is a schedule which I have created. So this is what is planned to cover in week one. So in order to know the manufacturing process, we need to understand the basic setup around the product. So we'll start with there. So without knowing, so in order to manufacture something, we would definitely need a product. So that's why we will start from here. And then we'll complete with the discrete process, manufacturing process, which would take around 2 weeks of time. And then process manufacturing. Again, this will take around 2 weeks of time. And then in the last 6 week, we'll cover lean manufacturing, and seventh week we'll cover master planning. And eighth week would be an interactive session of questions and real-time scenarios discussions. And so these are the topics which will be covered between uh, these 2 sessions itself. So there is a huge learning scope here. So we will try to cover end-to-end scenarios and almost all. So once you have completed this course, you should be able to, mm, I mean, implement it to the client or explain it to give it knowledge session to the client as well, based on the production module.
So that's what our expectation also. Because right now there is huge demand for production.
Right, right. So yes, absolutely. I mean, so since you already have the exposure on D365, most of you, so yes, it should not be. So you should be able to understand things very easily. So any
Only
questions with
timing I'm a bit worried because 9 to 10 generally we need to start process. We need to be there at 9 o'clock. So if it is 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, as per my
Right. So currently, this is the timing of the batch which I was informed on. So uh, let's see. I mean, you can discuss with that institute if that is a possibility of a different timing. But this is the time which I was informed right now, as per the schedule. Any questions with respect to the curriculum which you can see on my screen? Hope you are able to see my screen, right?
yeah, yes.
Uh, we are recording this session, right?
Yes, this session is recorded. Yes.
And you'll be sharing the recording, right? So just to understand after the class also what we are going to learn.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this recording session, you can check with the institute once whether it will be shared or not. So all recordings will be shared to you directly by the institute itself. So I'm not holding the platform here. So it's the institute who is holding the platform. I think you have been provided with our contact information, whom to contact in institute. So you can directly contact them and get the recordings.
Oh yeah, but I think institute is also in the panel, I guess, in our session now.
Yeah,
Yes.
Arif, I think it was informed we will be getting the recorded session. I had that yesterday. I think Sandhya, she confirmed.
Yes, recordings will be definitely provided, but the point of contact whom you need to contact. So till now, the person whom you have been touch base with, so you can contact the same person to get those.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sir, I have little e- knowledge about D365, sir, but I don't know real scenario. What I have to do?
Sorry, you
How
don't know
can I
what?
practice? Sorry.
Please repeat your question. There is a background noise. You're not clear.
Have little piece, sir, but I don't know real. What? How can I practice?
So you for practice, I'll during the course, I'll be sharing few links where you can access the simulators, and also I think we have. If you contact the institute, they can provide you with the access of the platform as well to practice the sessions, which I'm going to deliver to you. So you will be provided with real-time scenarios as well, which you can practice on D365. So
Okay,
irrespective of
okay, sir.
that, if you have any other questions, if you need any assistance throughout the course, I can help you out through that.
Sir, what about interview questions, sir?
So interview questions is something which is not a plan of the schedule, but yes, if you have any time left out of the curriculum, so that is in the eighth week of uh, course, if we have any time left out, we can discuss on that part as well. It is a time constraint course, so my first priority during the course would be to complete the curriculum which has been shared with you. So apart from that, if we have any time left out, we can discuss on the career opportunities and the interview questions.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm Shiva. Actually, I have an experience on the ERP, so I just want to understand from the product side,
Hmm.
what are the level of customizations does D65 have? Because I'm not aware of the D365, but I'm aware of no other model. So
Right.
I'm basically
Right.
looking at the level of customization and the percentage of dependency on the development team, because
Right.
there will be multiple requirements coming from the client, and obviously the product is a standard product. But if you want
Right.
to tweak the process or change the screens according to the requirement, or design some reports or screens according to the
Right.
classifier. Does
Yeah.
D60 these dynamics allow me to do that?
Yes, it does. So D365 is customizable. So it is also, I mean, not 100%, it is restricted to some extent. The standard features will be standard. But yes, it is customizable. In market, if you see, Microsoft has provided licenses to various companies where they can sell their own product for a manufacturing industry, for a specific industry. Let's say for a metal manufacturing industry, there is a separate product. So the company where I work, it is a metal industry specific company. So we don't deliver standard D365. We deliver our own product, which is specific to metal industry. We have done many customizations on standard product. So development, yes, it is. There is a dependency, and depending on client requirement, you need to do the analysis whether it is coordinating with developer whether it is feasible to develop or not. So it is allowing you to. So obviously you cannot impact any of the standard part of the D365, but yes, there is a scope to implement new features as per the client requirement.
And so one more question, and you did not mention about the quality control aspect, because it has to go to a quality.
Yes, I agree with you. That's a very good point which you have highlighted. So, so that so current curriculum which institute has shared with me doesn't include quality management, but if time permits, so I'll cover that as well as a bonus part for you guys.
Sure, because every state it has to undergo quality check.
Correct.
So
So
advanced
at
warehouse
the
management, sorry,
yes, please go ahead.
this production control process include with the advanced warehouse management.
So not in depth. So there are a few basic setups which will be required, like production orders default by site and production order defaults. Here we will be using some part of warehouse management, but we'll not go into depth because warehouse management itself is a complete different module which will take around its own time of 2 months to complete its course. We'll just be covering a brief basics on which are specific to manufacturing process.
So release to warehouse will be covered as part of the process.
Release to warehouse is a part of load management. So load management is not used as a manufacturing process. So release to warehouse. So we can cover that one scenario while we are uh, covering the master planning session because we would need to generate the demand through sales order. So if yeah, we can cover scenario on that, but not in detail. And so related to the quality management, I was talking. I hope I have answered your question, but reiterating it again. So quality management is a very important aspect which comes across, I mean, at every stage of manufacturing process, right from the procurement part to at the end of the manufacturing process. So there is a part, a brief introduction on the quality order, which bad attributes. So which we will, so not in detail, but so related to the setups and everything. So if required, so if one is knowing the manufacturing processes, he should also be knowing the quality management part as well of D365. So if time permits, yes, in eighth week, we'll try to cover as many points as possible, like interview scenarios and important points of quality management. So I hope you have answered your question, the previous one on the quality management.
How about the integration with finance and both in the JVs?
So, so I didn't get the question. Integration with
Integration to the posting to the finance from manufacturing. Basically, you have to pass JVs, right? When you're issuing the product or receiving the product for the manufacturing. So it has to,
yeah. So
apart from that, I mean, like, I'm not asking in terms of costing, but in terms of finance.
yeah. So during the manufacturing process, yes, there are a few journals being posted, like a picking journal and route card journal. So these are few journals which we'll be covering. With respect to finance, what impact will be there? So we can take a look at there, but not in detail. So yes, I mean, at when you're posting any transaction with respect to manufacturing process, so D365 is such an integrated tool that it impacts every module. So the journal is posted at every part of uh, transaction. So, yeah, but during the end-to-end sessions, yes, I will be showing you what impact it has made on the other modules as well. So that will be also covered during the course of training.
So this
And
entire setup
like,
we will do in the new entity, or we will use USMF.
We can use USMF. I mean, I don't think a new legal entity setup would be required. So because most of the within the, I mean, uh, so we can do with new legal entity as well. I mean, either way. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we do with a new legal entity or an existing entity. Anyhow, we'll be covering the setup. We would need to do a new setup. So if I create a new legal entity, I would need to do the setup for across the modules. So that, as I said earlier, so manufacturing process would be, it is a very integrated process. So every transaction of manufacturing process is impacting each and every module. So we would need to do the setup for all the other modules as well. So rather than doing that and wasting time, I would be using an existing entity which has the setups for other modules, and I'll be explaining setups with respect to production control for the existing entity. I mean, that would save a lot of time for us. Hope that answered your question.
It's fine, but we won't know now which one is mandatory and which we need to enable, which one we need to disable. It is already
Yeah,
existing one.
with respect to production control, I'll be explaining you each and every setup which is required with respect to production control. I mean, with other modules, it is not uh, mandatory. I mean, you would not be facing any setup issues with respect to other modules which are not related to the production control at all. So with respect to production control, what setup is required, what is not required, so those all things will be covered, irrespective of other modules setup.
will I be able to track the wastage also each stage wise?
Sorry, what each?
Wastage, wastage.
Yeah, wastage and scrap will be a part of process manufacturing. So yes, so that will also be covered.
So what is the difference between this manufacturing and production? Because both are same, I believe, but people call it differently. Why is it so?
Yeah, it's just a terminology which is different. Production is something which is a part of manufacturing. Manufacturing includes many things. I mean, it's an end-to-end process, and production is just a part of manufacturing.
Okay, so this production control module, it falls under manufacturing, you mean?
Sorry, what? Sender manufacturing?
Uh, no, production manufacturing, sorry, production control module is there in D365.
Yes, yes,
So that falls under manufacturing, you mean?
correct. Yes.
And what all modules does manufacturing covers?
So as I said, it is integrated to each and every module. So every transaction of manufacturing is impacting every general ledger and transaction of a sales order. If I talk about master planning, so when we are discussing this, you will see how integrated uh, production control module is. Also with each and every other modules existing in D365. So for at this point of time, I can say it is integrated with the product information management majorly, and then inventory management, warehouse management, general ledger. So I can say that, I mean, purchase transfers. So most of the, I mean, majorly used, what do we say, modules are integrated with the production control module. So even the system admin as well, since we need the workers as well to work on this. You will need to define users in order to who would be authorized to do what actions, and we will need to define the calendars as well. And HR module is also linked, if I would say. So that's how integrated is manufacturing process.
Uh, Sorry, I'm a bit confused because I'm a finance consultant. So if someone asks me, what do you
Hmm.
do as a finance consultant in interview? So I'll
Hmm.
start from uh, AP in Dynamics. You mean AP, AR, GL, cash and bank,
Right.
fixed assets, budgeting, taxation. This is my
Hmm.
straightforward answer. So if
Right.
someone asks me what do you do in manufacturing, I cannot tell him GL.
No, absolutely not. You cannot tell him GL. So I'm just
So
talking
what
about
are
the
the modules?
integration, not
Yeah.
so when I say that the production control is integrated with all of the modules, I'm not saying that you will be working on all the modules. So I'm just talking about the impact of the transactions which you are posting on
No, no,
the.
sorry. I understand what you're trying to say because even if I post something in purchase order in procurement and sourcing module, it will go and hit
Right.
the GL.
Correct.
So that's
Yes.
understandable. That's
Right.
understandable. That's D365 whole on a process is integrated. But
Correct.
my
Yes.
specific question is because this is an interview question, and the first question will be this one. As a finance consultant, what modules you have handled? So I'll
Right.
say AP, AR, and this thing. So as a
Right.
manufacturing consultant, what modules you have handled? So what will I answer?
S-
I
So
cannot say that I have been doing fixed assets because it is integrated with manufacturing. I'm sorry. So
absolutely no.
yeah.
Absolutely no. So answer to that question would be you have. So as a functional consultant of a manufacturing process, you should have been dealt with production control, sales and marketing, procurement and sourcing, inventory management, warehouse management. So these are the major things which you must have dealt with if you are a manufacturing functional consultant.
Okay. So you mean to say it's the combination of T&L and also warehouse management, advanced warehouse management. All will
Correct,
come under manufacturing.
correct. I mean, you should be very well familiar about these modules if you are a manufacturing functional consultant.
Okay, okay. Because till now, what I believed is this production control module, as the name specifies as well, that belongs to manufacturing. But I don't think so. It's a
No, I
part
mean,
of manufacturing, maybe. It's not the specific module for manufacturing.
yeah, it's a production itself is a part of manufacturing. So production
Yeah.
terminology
So,
indicates that. So you're producing something. So within producing, so there are many transactions posted. So
okay.
manufacturing is
So
an entire portal. Yeah.
I can tell them project management and accounting also I have done as part of manufacturing, or I shouldn't.
Project
PMA.
management. I didn't get that question.
There is a module project management and accounting. So
No,
it's
project.
in, yeah,
I'm not familiar with project management and accounting. I don't think there is any module
in
in D365.
we have that module, and mostly budgeting and all this finance related also these people work on that, and they mostly define the projects directly in that module.
Yeah, project
And
management is there. Project management and accounting both together.
yeah, it's there. And okay, the my next question is uh what's the I forgot. Yeah, so master planning is also the part of manufacturing. I can say them this.
Correct. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So because sorry, I want this answer as a interview. So I'll be telling inventory management, procurement sourcing, product information management, inventory management, master planning, production control. I can say this,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Cool.
So to
Right.
to justify that answer again, so the how the cycle works of the manufacturing is so to produce in a manufacturing industry to produce an end product, a finished
Hmm.
product, if I would say. So you would need to
Yeah,
procure different raw material. So
right.
taking an example of a car in a automobile industry.
Hmm.
So a car manufacturing unit would not be producing all products of his own. So
Hmm.
he would need to procure some of the raw material from the external sources to deliver a finished product. Like again, to give an example of that, a to produce a car, they would need to procure tires from an external vendor.
Right.
So
Mm.
so so at the time of procuring tires, they would go through the quality inspection once they receive it, and then they would do the assembly. Assembly is again a part of the production, and then so certain stages after that, which the production is completed. So yes,
Mhm.
which and ultimately the sales come. So depending on the sales order you receive, a demand is generated, and that's where comes the part of the master planning. So master planning will create an automated production order for you depending on your demand which you have received. So it's
Mhm.
all integrated.
And this production order can be recurring as well in the master planning. Even, for example, I'm a car manufacturing industry, Tesla.
Mhm,
So I'll be
mhm.
doing the manufacturing of car every day. So I think I can make it recurring as well, right?
Recurring as well, depending on the demand and the timelines which you are providing to the customer. So you
Mm-hmm.
may not uh, I mean, considering the same example of car, so you don't want to produce a car every day. If you don't want to start a new process every day. So that's not how manufacturing units work. So
Mm-hmm.
they have a specified time. I mean, it's not a small product that they can start every day. So that would impact a
Mm-hmm.
huge cost there.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
So the planning would be in such a way that they go in batches. So for a certain batch, they define a certain speculated timeline, and within which they will uh, target that this batch I would be producing so and so units so that I can fulfill this demand.
Right, 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 right. Perfect, perfect. Also, sorry, I missed the session. I joined late. How many years of experience you said? And in
So
manufacturing, right?
I have over 8 years of experience, and
Great.
I have across all the business divisions and specific to ERP and warehouse management, I have a 6 years of experience.
Okay, great. That's right. And you're currently working as well.
Right, correct,
Perfect, perfect. Thank you.
great. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions? So any freshers here who don't have any exposure on ERP, any of the ERP? Great, great. All right, so jumping on to the session, just wanted to give you an introduction. Hope most of you are from the D365 background, so you must be aware about this. This is just a history of the D365. I thought we would have the freshers, so we should introduce them with this slide. Just to again give you a brief on manufacturing. So manufacturing, each and every one of you, if you have studied in Andhra Pradesh State Board of Education, so you must have started studying the manufacturing process right from the seventh standard. So if you guys remember that there were two questions in seventh standard, which is cement manufacturing and alcohol manufacturing. So both were covered in right from the seventh class. So that is so that I mean by showing this slide, I just want to emphasize that that's how easy it is to understand the manufacturing process. So you can even the 7th standard student can understand that. So how we are using it in D365 is something which we'll be focusing on majorly. So considering everyone here, considering the experience and their backgrounds, so I think I can go with the pace uh, with covering most of the theory with respect to manufacturing process, 50-50, and with a good pace. So of course, if anyone has any confusion, if anyone has any questions, at any point of time, they can interrupt me and we can discuss on that. Any questions here? And with respect to master planning, these are again a few modules which are integrated with master planning. And what is currently available depending on the inventory. So master planning is completely depending on the inventory and the timelines which we are providing to the uh, customer or to the and the timeline which we get from the vendor to procure a item, and the timeline which we are providing to the customer to deliver the product, and the time frame which we take to produce an item. So it is all the depending on these timelines and the of course the availability of the inventory. So these are the modules which we'll be touching briefly while covering the master planning, and we'll cover each and every setup in detail which are required to complete the master planning. And with respect to lean manufacturing is again its own concept behind that. So there are few. I mean, lean manufacturing will also be using both either of these discrete manufacturing process or process manufacturing process. So it is just about the how we can reduce the wastage during these processes is a part of lean manufacturing. So we'll take a look at that as well. So if anyone is having any questions with respect to the functional consultant, since there are no fresher here, so this wouldn't make any sense to discuss here. So that's all from my side with respect to this demo. If you guys have any questions, we can continue.